Captain,
Good morning.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Permission to come aboard?
Sure. Come on, get on here, be careful.
All right. So we're going to be catching some fish today?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and try to catch some of these invasive blue catfish. We set a few lines last night, and hopefully we had a bunch of fish this morning.
Let's set sail.
All right.
And so, Captain, we're here to protect the Chesapeake, but we're doing it on the Potomac?
Yes, sir. It's a tributary of Chesapeake Bay, and these fish are very invasive. They go everywhere. They're every place in the Chesapeake now, but it's been devastating to the environment. And they'll eat crabs and fish, rockfish, clams. They even eat the native grasses. So I think that's what really makes them taste as good as they do.
So Pete, do you have any spots on the river that are more full of these blue catfish than others?
Yes, but you got to know where they're at. You just can't go here and set a line any place. But in order to catch a lot, you have to know where to set at. Well, we're gonna pull up here now to this line, and we're gonna find out what's on it.
All right. Oh, whoa. My
Okay, there's
goodness.
one on every hook. What we're gonna do is, we're gonna take these fish off, we're gonna throw them into this ice water right here, cool them down a bit, and we're gonna take the hooks off that have the old bait on them, pull that bait off, put a new piece on, and go to the next hook. And we just do this over and over and over again. This next one here is a good size for you to try it if you want to.
Little starter catfish to work with?
Starter catfish, there you go.
All right.
Why don't you get up here and give him a try? Unclip him and I'll give you the D-hooker.
All right. The D-hooker. Let's give it a shot.
Twist with your left hand.
There's some real expertise involved with this.
Well, when you've done a couple million of them like I have. There you go, yeah, all right.
Did it.
You got him. All right,
All right.
now.
Chef, you're next. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
No, I was actually apologizing to the fish.
Oh. All right, well, we're done for the day. We fished our lines, and this is our catch.
Are you happy with this haul?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Got some really nice looking fish in there to make some nice fillets. Probably make some really good fish and chips.
Well, fish and chips sounds good to me. Should we head back, get cleaned up, and head over to the restaurant?
That sounds great. Let's do it.
All right. You guide us home, Captain.
All right, here we go.
All right, Seth, welcome to the kitchen here at Preserve.
All right. So this is one of the catfish fillets?
Yes, so we caught the fish. It gets sent to a facility where they have USDA inspectors to make sure the authenticity of the catfish, and it comes to us in a sealed box.
So this is the real deal here?
The real deal.
Well, they really do clean up nicely.
Absolutely.
So how are you going to go ahead and turn this into fish and chips?
So we'll take the fillet and separate it down into two pieces, and then we'll remove the bloodline, this darker area. So what I'll do is take the knife, kind of cut it down the fillet down the middle. If it was too thick, when I go to fry it, and the outside would likely be more burnt than beautiful golden brown. Now we're going to go ahead and make the batter. So for that, we use a rice flour. So the dish is gluten-free. We do have a malt aioli that's served with it, so there is a little bit of that. But beyond that, it does lend itself to people who usually can't enjoy the fish and chips.
Got it.
So we have our rice flour. Take our baking soda, our baking powder, and a little bit of salt. So now I'll whisk it up just to incorporate all the ingredients together.
And the rice flour, that's going to help it keep kind of a nice lighter consistency.
Lighter, a little bit more crispy, I feel, than using the flour. So we have our club soda here.
Club soda. Actually, my mother-in-law adds club soda to her matzo ball recipe. So I think I know this trick. You get some of those bubbles in.
Yes, it makes a more airy batter.
And this is a lot different than some really heavy beer-battered fish and chips recipe.
Yes, this is our take on a tempura-style batter. We have a little bit of dredge, and it's the same mixture that we use to make the batter, but it's just something to help the batter adhere to it. So I'll drop that in there. So now very lightly, we're gonna coat the fish. So now that the fish is battered, we make sure we have our potatoes on standby. So we just use a standard russet. And we cut them into batons, and at which point they are fried to blanch them. And then we cover them with a little bit of plastic to steam them.
So these are already kind of partially cooked because they're going to need a lot more time to cook than the actual fish.
Yes. So the next step is we take the potatoes and they'll get put down in the fryer. And at which point we'll take the catfish and that gets slowly ribboned over top of the potatoes to help keep the fish from sticking. And then we just let those cook for about 3 to 4 minutes until everything is golden brown. Season it with sea salt, and then we're ready to move to the plate. It's gonna be finished with a little bit of green salad, shaved red onion, the house lemon vinaigrette, and a nice big dollop of malt vinegar aioli. And once we get this plated up, we'll be ready to enjoy it at the table.
All right, Jeremy, this looks amazing.
Thank you.
But I have to ask, what pairs nicely with an invasive species like this?
A good local beer. So we partnered with Firm Brewing in Gambrills to create the picnic pills. Light, delicious, just like the fried fish.
Well, cheers to that.
Yeah.
Drink local.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. It's so crispy.
Oh, thanks.
And that fish is so mild and flaky and delicious. Nothing like what I would have imagined those blue catfish tasting like. That's outstanding. And tell me, Jeremy, about this dip.
So this is a malt aioli. So traditionally, you get your fish and chips with a little ramekin of vinegar. We decided to, add richness to the dish in the form of a mayonnaise.
Well, I always just absolutely douse my fish and chips in malt vinegar. That's a really nice touch. And it's just such a comforting taste. It just kind of takes you back.
Yeah, it's like summer at the beach and boardwalk fries and everything delicious about like a nice summer fried fish entree.
And it would be hard to imagine eating much more locally than this.
Yeah, I think that doing our part to support the Chesapeake Bay and its biodiversity, it really ties back to supporting local, whether that's with the fish, with the beers we pick. So we always really want to go back to how can we be of service within Annapolis.